know what it is. Black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
You know who it is. Black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Odie Maurice, Odie Maurice.
Maurice Sody, Maurice Sody.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy.
Hey, oh.
Yes, Mo?
Are you ready?
Let's go.
Black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy, black and snurdy. It's the Black and Snurdy podcast with Odie and Maurice.
Guess who's back? Thank you, my friend.
You're very welcome. You know what the funny thing is? I was about to see how long I could go without saying anything, with you doing the intros and stuff. Nah, but it fell apart immediately.
Well, you know, I like to say my thing, and then I say you say your thing, and then we're just going back and forth versus no one has a monopoly. We are in an equitable space here.
Yay!
For the both of us.
Equity. I'm all about fucking equity.
Equity and not equality, because just because something's equal doesn't mean that it's fair or just.
I've seen those drawings on Facebook. Every 3 days, it'll just be the ones about there's a difference. They're standing on milk boxes or something like that.
On crates.
On crates. This is the difference between equality and justice.
And now there's a new one out actually where it's not just the three people on the three different crates. They also are talking about removing the fence. There shouldn't even be an obstacle to looking, which I feel like this is the best one yet, because I shouldn't need a step ladder to see the game. Let me just see the game and take part in the merriment. Don't make me look over a fence for it. What is this, home improvement? I don't want to have to do that.
Is that what the crate challenge is? No, we'll get into that.
Talk about that challenge.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. But first off, who the hell are we?
Oh gosh, I feel like that the more that we do this, the more that I forget to announce myself.
Yeah, you know what? Okay. I always like to think of it as this is somebody's first episode.
Yes, it's true.
No matter what, somebody's just new is dropping in for the first time. So I always just keep in mind who is no assumptions. Well, because you could be a Mo and I can be an O.
It's true. I guess because
our names we both have very
our nicknames
gender
neutral. Well, my name is
full name. I guess my full name is not gender neutral, but my
nicknames are
Reese and
neutral.
Mo and all that other shit.
Yeah. My full name is actually unisex. I told you how I found somebody with my name on Instagram, and I friended them. Yeah. Yes, and I feel like we are definitely very similar.
That's
it's my favorite thing.
The gender bent version of you just wandering out there in the world.
We need to have him on this podcast because I need to talk to him, and I'm just gonna be I know that you probably think that this is the most random thing, but I literally have gone my whole entire life, except only person that I know that has my name, which is Adochi, by the way. I mean, I haven't even introduced myself by my nickname, but there it is. But nobody I ever knew growing up ever had that name. The only person that I found out has my same name is my auntie Meg, but she goes by Meg, like a lot of Nigerians. She goes by her quote unquote British Christian whatever English name, and her middle name is Adochi. And I want to say to them, I wish that you would have gone by Odochi growing up, because I would have felt
it would have been more normalized, maybe, or is that the wrong
because
word?
I mean, I don't know if normalized. I mean, obviously, I was always super proud of my name, and I'm not gonna say super proud. I was told to be very proud of my name, and I had a lot of logical understanding of why I should be proud of it. But as a kid, when no one's calling you the right name, or worse off, they're calling you a shitty version of your nickname or making fun of it.
Yeah.
And plus, I have 1,000 nicknames because people are always trying to give you a nickname.
And now people do.
I do like nicknames. I myself enjoy giving people nicknames, not because I want to not say your name correctly, but I feel like it just adds intimacy to you.
Yeah. Like how all of a sudden I'm gonna start calling you Chi-Chi.
I think that is on the approved list.
Yes, it is.
That's on the approved list of nicknames.
It's only because I just got finished watching What If. It's like cha-cha. I'm like, oh, Chi-Chi.
But,
and side note, I'm Maurice, by the way.
he is Maurice, a.k.a. Mo. I am Odochi, a.k.a. Mo. I mean, oh.
No. Oh,
wow.
my God.
Wow. That was totally a mistake.
We really are.
Do you see what happens when I get too excited, my brain's just firing off all synapses, and sometimes I misspeak. But I know I'm Odie. Hi.
Hey, everybody. Hey, I promise we'll be a little bit more on the rails and focused in like seconds.
Seconds. All right. So.
Oh yeah.
Did you have a drop? No. Did you have a drop that you wanted to do? I felt like you wanted to do one.
Nope. It's fun. And it fits. You asked me, did I have a drop? Technically, I didn't.
Oh, gosh. I thought you meant that, like, when you said, I thought you were making a joke about how you said we were going to be on the rails and you were going to press that.
Oh,
no.
like,
Nope.
Oh, no.
Joke's on you.
Actually, it turns out we are doing whatever the fuck we want.
No. Okay. Well, first of all, can we both just breathe for a second?
Breathe in.
Well, I didn't mean for you to do it
Breathe
on mic, but yes. Thank
Okay.
you. We have
Nothing
reached
that
the
I didn't go
wellness
anywhere.
section of. The point of me saying to breathe was so that we would have no more shenanigans before I get into what I'm about to say, because it's really not fun.
I'm ready. I'm ready whenever you are.
No, you're just not allowed to talk
okay.
anymore
My
because
bad.
you're gonna you're gonna say
Okay.
something and it's gonna set me off on some sort of tangent or joke.
I'm not going to
and
say anything.
I don't want to have any sort of semblance of comedy or jokiness in my voice before I speak.
Okay. I will ask if I need to do the pop culture thing, or is this something different?
No.
Okay, this is something different then.
Gosh.
I'm all good.
Are you done? Are there
Continue.
anything else that you need to ask me or interject about?
Nope.
Thank
So there we go.
That probably was the worst drop. You could have just.
I love it. It's my favorite. Anyhow, continue.
Before we get started, we want to make sure that we send a prayer and good energy to the people in Afghanistan, because there was a bombing at the Kabul airport, and currently there are about 170 civilians who passed away and 13 American troops. And the deadline to get them out is looming.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to send all of them just a lot of love. And I wish that we could go back 20 years and never enter this foolish, wasteful shit show
Mm-hmm.
of a war
Mm-hmm.
that to have to remove people out of the country in the first place. So yes, just wanted to send them all of the good energy, and we are praying for you, and we're also sending a lot of good energy to New Orleans, because this weekend on Sunday they're getting a hurricane, and it's on the 16th anniversary of Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get into the jokey jokes and laughs, we just need to, do that first.
That's fair. And also, it's about to be the 1 year anniversary of Chadwick Boseman's passing, right? So,
Yes.
So sending out love to his family, those closest to him,
Yes. So we can now speak at regular tones and not need to be serious anymore, because we are here
Mm-hmm.
to talk about things and bring some joy into our lives during this Pangea.
Mm-hmm.
And even though in the midst of all the bullshit that's going on, there's still a lot of things that bring us joy,
Mm-hmm.
that we we find fun. So I think that we can jump into that.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the honors of?
I do want to do the honors. So that and here we go. For a quick second, I'm surprised that you didn't have not for that, but like as you were transitioning away, you were still in like your hushed voice. I was like, we should get like one of those bowls, those yoga bowls.
It's not a yoga bowl.
It's the only time I ever hear it is whenever I go to yoga for the people.
It is,
and
a
it's terrifying.
Bowl.
Is it an away bowl or something like that?
It's a singing bowl.
Oh, it's a singing bowl. Well, the song that it sings is fucking terrifying.
I think that you just have to, because it's like, it is aligning your chakras. I feel like sometimes when you are aligning something you didn't realize you were aligning, it can feel weird. It's like, okay, I'm gonna what
I'm listening.
You know how I like to play the solfeggio frequencies.
Yeah, the binaural beats and stuff, right? Yeah.
So there are certain frequencies for certain things. Some of them are for like aligning your chakras. Some of them could be for like clearing negative energy. Just like there's variations, right?
Okay.
And so I used to have someone say to me how they didn't like listening to the frequencies because it was never
because what?
It was because it terrified them.
Yeah.
In their sleep. And there actually more than one person has told me this. And I realized that
it's a common thing.
It's not common. It's
it
literally
is extremely common.
It's only 2 people have ever said this to me. That's not common with the amount of people that have heard it.
Okay.
Because I play them all the time. They're always, like most of the time, I have them just in my home playing throughout the day.
I will never yuck somebody's yum.
But
I know that's
this
your
is
thing.
the thing. This is the thing. What I'm saying is, regardless of whether you yuck it or like it,
it is scary.
Is that
it's scary music?
I think what the thing is that if I'm playing music to align your chakras, and you have never been in an environment where that's happening, it's probably going to feel weird. And also, if you're like when I'm playing it. If you're sleeping and I'm playing it and you're and someone is like in their subconscious, they are now like maybe releasing things that they needed to release, but they weren't ready to release or they didn't recognize that they were going to release it or whatever the case may be. That could just be bringing up stuff, which could feel terrifying to someone, especially if weren't thinking that this was going to happen. Because it's music already has, we already know. This is not woo-woo. That music can change. Well, I guess technically it's a woo-woo version of science, but it's not like woo-woo like COVID's going to change your DNA woo-woo. Like there's different types of woo-woo. There's conspiracy theorists,
see
woo-woo,
what you mean.
And then there's like woo-woo, but like science back.
For some reason, when you kept saying woo-woo, I was like, are you like, is this Living Single? Like, is that what you're referring?
Woo-woo.
But no,
I mean like woo-woo,
like
spiritual.
Like spiritual.
Like non-scientific things. But when you play music, you can look at how it impacts like anything. It impacts water. It impacts plants. It impacts your mood. Like all those things. Hence why when people would be like, I don't want to listen to music with bad vibes. These are the things that's why. The frequencies are the vibes. So
is there like a Pop Smoke, like a binaural beat style thing that like?
Are you asking if there is a drill version?
Yes,
of
is it drill?
Beats?
Is there drill binaural beats?
I personally have never heard drill binaural beats.
To get you in like a fighting spirit mood or something.
Well, if you want, you could get a binaural beats that like for instance,
energizes.
If I was going to go for something that I felt like I wanted to, like I'm going into some sort of figurative or literal, who knows? Nobody knows your life. Battle. Perhaps I would find music or frequencies related to Mars. Mars is the planet.
It's the war planet, right?
Look at you knowing
I've watched Hercules like a million times.
So I would provide the frequency of Mars. Maybe put that on and see. Maybe it'll rev you up in a different way. Who knows? But you could do that. I don't know if you would need to put like. I don't know if that part needs to be in there. I don't know what, but you know what? I would like it
instrumental wise.
I would definitely like to listen to a "Welcome to the Party," 428 hertz mashup. You know, a 528, a 444. You know, maybe they could have something going, and maybe it would really energize me and keep me really going throughout the day. So sure.
Okay.
Sure.
You want me to do the pop culture drop again?
No, this is fine. But I know we have some things to talk about that are pop culture-y.
Remember 15 minutes ago we said we were going to focus?
Oh shoot, you didn't press the button.
It's fine. It's already recording, so it's all good.
All right.
So
well,
look at us. Everything is a little bit off, but it's fine. We're rolling.
Everything is
it.
awesome.
Yeah, everything is good when you're on a team.
May I please?
Yes.
Start the pop culture section by asking you to tell me what you know about what's going on this week. It's been a very long week.
Can I unpack that?
It's been a very
want to
long
ask
week.
me?
I was trying to
if
give
you could tell me.
I was trying to give you time to finish what you were doing.
Oh, gotcha. There you go.
Remember
we had a whole thing about vamping.
We had
the whole thing about that. You know, you can do. It's okay. Just we gotta make eye contact in order to like send the right frequency, so I know that what we're actually doing. And I'll be making eye contact, so I don't know what the what the sitch is.
The sitch is you have some information about pop culture that I would like to hear.
Oh, snap. I surely do. Oh, man. Boy, oh, boy. Pop culture. Well, guys, it's that time of year again. It's that time of year when Drake and Kanye are fucking beefing for no reason. When wealthy people do not like each other and are just fucking being obnoxious. Okay, so here's the latest in this like long ass saga, right? Here's the thing. Kanye West posted a picture of Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker and wrote, "I live for this. I've been fucked with by nerd ass jock N-words like you my whole life. You will never recover. I promise you." And this was targeted at Drake, and apparently he had also screenshot a like a group chat of him and Pusha T and Drake in the fucking same group chat type thing.
Saying what?
What I just said.
Oh, he was saying that to Drake in the group chat, and then
My apologies.
Yeah, that could have been a good lead. You buried the lead there, but you know what? Cool.
My apologies.
All right. So Drake. Oh, this is gonna be a fun episode. Drake, and him were in a group chat with Pusha T.
Yeah.
That he was beefing with. So now they're just taking. Is it like they're like just incestuously beefing with each other at this point?
Essentially, here's the bit long and short of it, right? Drake has an album that's supposed to be coming out called Certified Lover Boy, right?
Okay.
Kanye also has an album that's coming out, Donda, right?
Yeah.
The whole
whenever
the whole idea, right, is that these two have been beefing for like a few years, to the point where like their last round of albums, Ye purposefully like tried to step on the date that Drake was supposed to be dropping his, and made him drop his like a month later, because he was doing that like an album a week shenanigan. You remember all that and stuff? Because like Kanye, for the life of me, like he has it inside of his body that he is like somehow threatened or challenged by Drake just existing. So now anytime Drake is about to drop an album, he's like, nope, Nope. I'm about to step on your release date with something of my own. And that's part of the reason why it seems like Donda hasn't even been released yet, because he's waiting to see when Drake is going to drop his so that he could drop it on the same fucking day or on some shit. On some like, remember when he did that shit to 50 Cent as well?
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, this was like, oh my God, almost a decade ago with his it wasn't late registration. I think it was graduation and whatever the album Candy Shop was on. They released their album on the same day. Remember that? So Kanye has a history of doing this type of shit, but he's gone a little bit too far. Earlier this week, it looks like he appeared to go into Joker mode by quote unquote sharing what seemed to be Drake's Toronto address in an Instagram post that he eventually deleted.
Didn't Drake get robbed last year or the year before last?
That wasn't Drake, and weirdly,
I know Chris Brown has gotten robbed like 5 times, but I feel like Drake had an intruder or something in his house, a fan. I feel like that happened. I'm gonna look it up. While you talk, I'll look it up.
I know that there's a long line of history of like celebrities getting robbed. You would think Kanye would have like some level
of whatever her name is, Kardashian.
Because his wife got robbed at one time when he was on tour, and he had to shut down an entire tour just for that shit. You would think that there would be some level of empathy, but like.
But do you think that was his actual address?
I honestly, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but like Drake appeared to just like his response was just to laugh it all off. So even if it whether it is or it isn't, I gotta imagine that fucking Canada address has to have all the security in the world, right? It's Drake. He has his own fucking Boeing fucking jet.
It says that he did have his home burglarized in 2017. People stole jewelry. And in 2010, apparently, he was robbed at gunpoint. Yeah, so I hope that was not his real address.
Me too.
I'm sure it has like lasers and alligators and all other stuff to make sure people can't get in.
He's got like a moose. He's got like a trained guard moose.
You know what? Meese or mooses? I can never.
What is the plural?
This is the thing. I can't remember how to say it properly because I always think of As Told by Ginger when they're like at Camp Caprice, we don't say mooses, we say meese, and we are proud. So we sing our song aloud, and that. So I can never really remember at first. Is it meese? Or is it mooses? I think it's mooses.
Speaking of which, guess what I learned this week?
What?
I learned that a gathering of rats is called a mischief. You know how like a murder of crows or is a mischief of rats, a mischief of mice.
Well, that's disgusting.
Yeah. Well,
it just sounds. Rats are always up to mischief. I'm not gonna go off too far base.
Oh, my bad.
You said rats.
Sorry.
I'm just gonna say that one time when we were living at Howard, when I was living on Florida Ave, a rat burrowed itself underneath my bedroom door, and I didn't live in that bedroom for 2 weeks. Ew. And I literally, and it was, I'm triggered right now. Flashbacks. It was horrible. It was disgusting.
I once caught one on a glue trap, like that was, and I'm not gonna lie, I was too afraid to like get it up.
I mean, it's disgusting on a glue trap, and that's really inhumane.
It figured itself. It figured out a way.
Did it chew its leg off?
It left something.
It usually chews its foot off. That's why it's like just get one that's gonna kill it or don't do glue trap. Okay, anyway,
I learned not to do glue traps anymore.
We're not talking about rats anymore. What we're talking about Drake and Kanye's beefing, and it's just so interesting that you had that Kanye story because I had a different Kanye story.
Speaking of, I mean, I just wanted to ask, like, are you looking forward to either of these albums coming out?
Drake will probably have something on there I'm interested in. I'm not listening to Donda. I don't care what's on it. Like, it will probably come on, and I'll probably hear it, and I'll probably, like, that's a good song. Wish I could listen to the old album, but I'm not interested.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it's the thing that's pissing me off. Like, Kanye and I are both Geminis. Just yet again, another person adding fuel to the ignorant fire that other people have about Geminis. Because he's just like, it's just behavior is just ridiculous and atrocious, as what more of it coming on when we talk about the second part of this, whatever. Well, did you finish what you had to say about Kanye?
Oh, yeah, I did.
So, we know that he's been doing this stupid Donda album for like 10 years in this Mercedes Benz place.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure that they're happy to have him there because, well, actually, never mind. Well, they did lose a lot of money last year during the Panorama, but they obviously don't care about anything this year because they're still doing shit there.
Made $12 million off these listening parties alone.
So I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the Mercedes Benz.
Oh, my apologies.
So like they don't care about having him there, but like to me, I'm like, I'm not gonna keep buying tickets to come see you not have the thing that you told me you were going to have the last time I was there.
Or like they're it's a listening party, so they're playing something, right? But
I don't care.
Still not ready
I don't
for
want
purchase.
If I can't leave out there with the album, I don't want to hear it.
I just have the experience.
I don't want your rough
too much
drafts. No, thank you. In this big ass space that's filled with 1 million people. So I'm more than likely to get the beta, gamma, sigma, theta. I don't want any other variants, and half those people definitely aren't vaccinated. But anyway, regardless of that stupid bullshit, he decided to bring out 2 men who I'm like, Kanye, do you just love associating with abusers? Is that what it is? I don't know. I'm confused because he brings out DaBaby and Marilyn Manson, and I can't tell you why he brought them out. I don't care why he brought them out. They must be on the album or something. I don't know. Y'all can listen and tell me. I don't care. I'm not gonna look it up. But I don't know if you remember. I don't know if we talked about this. How Marilyn Manson has over 20. I want to say it's over 20 sexual allegations. Let me tell you.
Yeah, because like I don't think we've ever mentioned it on the podcast. Like you've mentioned it to me like in passing. I did not know that. Like I feel like I had heard something along those lines, but it felt like it came and went like real quick. There wasn't anything that happened or anything that was done about it.
Well, a number of women, including actress Evan Rachel Wood and Game of Thrones star Esme Blanco, have come forward to accuse Manson of sexual assault and or abuse.
Oof.
In February this year, Wood, who was once engaged to Manson, wrote on Instagram, "The name of my abuser is Brian Warner, also known to the world as Marilyn Manson. He started grooming me when I was a teenager and horrifically abused me for years. I was brainwashed and manipulated into submission. I am done living in fear of retaliation, slander, or blackmail. I am here to expose this dangerous man and call out the many industries that have enabled him before he ruins any more lives. I stand with the many victims who will no longer remain silent."
Jeez.
And she also said that he regularly says racist and anti-Semitic slurs, which...
I mean, do you see how pale this motherfucker looks?
None of those things. I mean,
that's not the most surprising thing.
I will say that I just because he has been, always very like into demonic show stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't think that made him racist or anything because I just felt like he was a artist who liked the way that Nicki Minaj, when she came out and she would have all that bubble gum, super colorful hair, like just looking very, like having a very odd quote unquote look compared to everybody else. I don't think that was necessarily her personality. It's just like, this is what I'm doing for show so people can get to notice me. Because then after a while, I feel like he completely toned down.
Like when he first came out on the scene, he was like legit an edgelord.
He was always wearing like gray makeup and red lipstick. Yeah, it's like all that. So I feel like he definitely, like, once he got to the point where he could be more of himself, like he just was toned down. Yeah. But I'm just like, you're bringing him out, and then we already know what DaBaby did. I'm not going to talk about his dumbass. The dumbass. But it's just like, you keep saying that, y'all just hating on me for no reason, And but like, this is the reason, Kanye. This is the reason. Because look who you're associating yourself with. And even today, what's his name? Oh, gosh, from Tony Tone. Who's the lead?
Tone.
Oh, man.
Oh, fuck. I am blanking on this. This is going to annoy the shit out of me.
I'm looking it up.
Not Kim. Why am I associating Tony Tone with KEM? Shoot. Because doesn't he do that song?
Raphael Sadiq.
Right, Raphael Sadiq.
Oh, Jesus. And I was like, and because I'm like, people are going to be like, it's because you're a baby. No. Yes, I was a baby when he was out. But I used to be all up and through Tony Tone, because that's all my mom used to play. And my sister used to love Lucy Pearl and all of them. So
yeah, that Lucy Pearl, that's who did like, I want to dance tonight. I want to tonight.
But yes, so Raphael Sadiq, who has been extremely I don't find him problematic at all. I've never heard him say anything problematic or weird or had me going like, but he took a picture with with Marilyn Manson. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he didn't hear like this stuff that came out about Marilyn Manson. I don't know. I can't say I'm sure, but it definitely, like you said, it came out, but it wasn't something like a Harvey Weinstein or a Bill Cosby or R. Kelly where it was like really making headline news. Yeah. And I think that if you're a celebrity in certain spaces, I think they're in silos, and like who in his camp is talking about Marilyn Manson? Right. Like he doesn't even, from what I can tell, I don't think he's ever done like crossover music with like a death metal type of crowd. Right. So he posted the picture up of the two of them, and it looked like it was a very like, we're completely different people, but like we're brought here, we're making music. Yeah, I didn't see I have to I'll see if I can find the caption and put it in the notes or whatever. But it was just like a regular picture. Yeah, but it was at the show. So I courteously sent a message, and I was like, I'm sure you weren't aware of this.
Did you really send a message?
Not a message, but I just put it on the caption. Yeah. I said, I'm sure you weren't aware of this, but I just wanted to put this here. Because I've never heard him say anything negative. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to accuse him. I don't like accusing people of things. I would rather just give you the information and you do with it what you will. So, but lots of other people have been commenting and saying a whole bunch of things. Mm-hmm. And so a lot of them were negative and just like jumping to conclusions about him, Mm-hmm. So he said, it was like barely 2 to 3 hours, I feel like, after I saw the picture. He was like, I just learned about these allegations. I'm taking this picture down. Like, I don't want any parts.
Oh, shit, he responded to you.
Yeah, no, not me, but to me and the collective, yes.
The royal
he put the picture on his Instagram. On his Instagram, he made on the caption, he updated it and was like, I'm about to take this down because I didn't know about those allegations, and anyone who's doing any type of thing like that, I'm not trying to be associated with, da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. He said, but like, everyone who's coming to my page to, like, flame me, you don't see any of the positive, like, I've never gotten any of the attention on the positive things that I do. It's like, you're just coming to look for the negative. And it really made me think, like, that's true. Not to say, like, if he had R. Kelly, a picture of him and posted him up, then I would have been like, yes, sir, no. Yeah.
But kind of like how the other day Felicia Rashad was over there being like, oh, justice was served when fucking Bill got
because it was just like, jail. Ma'am, read the room.
Read the room.
Love you, Auntie Felicia, but also like Felicia. I'm not saying that to her.
Well, okay, my bad. I will say nope.
Yeah.
I'm done with that.
We're not going to, castigate people for just being ignorant. And I don't think that it's like, if you actually are perpetrating something because you know that there are all these things going on.
So do you think Kanye knew?
I for sure fucking think Kanye knew. He brought out him and DaBaby. I just feel like Kanye was trying to be controversial.
That's two different levels of.
It is two different levels of things, but to me, okay, maybe this is my brain. And me and Kanye are Gemini, so maybe we have this thing in common. I'm just gonna say what I would think, right? And he's neurodivergent too, so these are the things that are in my brain. So I feel like they could possibly be in his brain too. All right, Marilyn Manson. I'm gonna bring him to my show. Let's look him up. What has Marilyn Manson been up to? I'm sure somebody in his team, he has a lot of people, would be like, okay, Marilyn Manson. Yeah, have you heard about such and such that he did? Do you still want to have him here? because we think that's going to probably cause a problem, especially if you're going to bring out the baby. And him thinking about it and just saying no. Like, I don't personally trust, and maybe this is because I feel like he's been on some fuck shit and I don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
I don't trust that he would not have done the due diligence of a person. You get, like,
I don't think he's done the, like, I agree with you when you said that, like, celebrities.
Doing the due diligence?
I agree with you that you mentioned earlier that, like, celebrities tend to be in like, silos in their own fucking world, in their own reality and shit like that. I don't, just like, I'm only playing devil's advocate a little bit. I don't know. Now, the baby shit, that was everywhere. Like, everybody, that was the most talked about thing when it was happening and shit like that. This Marilyn Manson shit, like, kind of flew under the fucking radar. So I don't know if he was like, oh, I'm going to bring out a fucking serial rapist and come, or sexual assaultist, in addition to a dude who said some not homophobic stuff. Like, those two things just don't make sense to mesh. You know what I mean? Even if it is just for controversy.
But do you not think that he would have had someone on his team look up Marilyn Manson? You don't think that he would, like, hey, what has he been up to? What's information? If for instance, say this, he doesn't know anything about
on his team does anything to help him.
But don't you think that okay. This is my thing.
You know what I mean?
Whether or not he himself did it, I feel like he is in the music industry. Mm-hmm. And, like, Raphael Sadiq is in the music industry, but they are in two different, not stratospheres as in talent, but I feel like stratospheres as in, like Raphael Sadiq does not seem mixy to me, where Kanye's mixy. Like, he was in the Kardashians. He's, like, a mixy person. Whereas Raphael Sadiq, like, I feel like he's with his people. He is siloed to his music and what he's trying to do. He's not trying to pay attention anywhere else. But, like, Kanye pays attention to everything because he's always trying to figure out how he can either incorporate it into his music, into his style, into XYZ. Like, I feel like, is a much more observer of what's going on inside of the entertainment industry in different ways. He may not follow it, but I feel like he's constantly I feel like he makes himself, even if he's not out and about, he is aware of what's going on. We can move on.
I was listening to you.
No, I'm just like, I feel like someone on his team, whoever booked Marilyn, I cannot imagine that they didn't Google him. That nobody on his team of many people Googled him at any point. Google him. Now, Kim Kardashian says she didn't know. Do I believe her? No, because she's a liar. And she lies about so much that I honestly couldn't tell you what is true and what's not. But I don't feel like I just feel like, especially, say for instance, she says she doesn't know. If he said, if he had told her before that Marilyn Manson was there, you best believe she would have said something. Now, she could use it as an easy out to be like, oh, I didn't know. But I don't believe her because she's.
Well, why would she even be? Is she even?
She was
around?
there.
She was there.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a whole weird thing. I don't care enough to talk about any of their. I just don't care enough about it to really. It's just like.
Okay, we can move on.
He needs to be. Just enjoy your money and leave us alone.
Yeah.
Just enjoy your money and leave us alone.
Isn't he like he's not a billionaire, right? Or is he close to being a billionaire?
I don't know. He was when he was close. I think
he was when he was with Kim.
Close with Kim. Mm-hmm. I can't say by himself if he is.
Right.
Just like go to your farm, be there.
Go to Wyoming.
Leave us alone. Mm-hmm. Have your cult and people wearing your weird ass ugly clothing
and your $200,000 fucking Donda bulletproof vest.
It's just like, I worry about you.
Or 20,000.
I wish that you would get the help you need, but at this point, I would like you to get the help you need and leave us alone. Because regardless of how good your music might be, and this is the thing that's annoying, is his music is good. Well, the last album I wasn't really so much a fan of, but at the end of the day, his music has always been pretty good to me. Whether or not I was like bumping the album consistently, like I generally would listen to it like and have no skips, or they would be like, I like the album, but there are one or two songs like after 3 or 4 listens, I'm not really gonna like, those aren't my faves, but solid artist.
Okay.
Now I feel like I can't even enjoy your work because it's so clouded by the bullshit.
All of the bullshit and the fuck shit and the dumb shit that he's done over the years.
And I'm not somebody...
All the stuff that happened in between the music, you know?
Yeah. And people are like, oh, separate the artists. Like, I can separate you a little bit. There are some things I could separate, but I can't, after a certain point, like, I can't separate people's negativity when they are actively being assholes to a certain level.
I've said for a long time, like he's wealthy enough to pull out all these stunts. He should be wealthy enough to get a really good therapist and some medication.
He literally could go on sabbatical for 2 years, come out, still be fucking wealthy. Not even rich, wealthy.
He has Gap money, man. Like
the money that he makes just from his royalties, I'm sure his contracts are iron tight from the Kardashians. You have enough money to just be quiet.
And from fashion alone, too.
Just be quiet.
Yeah.
Leave us alone. Go get yourself together. Please. Go to a shaman. Maybe do some ayahuasca, some shrooms. Purge all the stuff that you didn't realize you needed to be purged. And... just leave us alone, please.
Yay.
Thanks.
Yay. If you're listening to this, just fucking knock it off, drop the album, or... Miss me with that bullshit. No. Well, and also, in addition to dropping the album, go fuck off somewhere and just, like, chill. Chill for a little bit. There's nothing wrong with just chilling for a little bit. Anyhow, what else do we got?
Okay, what else?
Also, he said he wanted to change his name to legally change his name to Ye.
Yes, I know.
Enough of the stunts. Like, enough. What's next?
Another sexual abuser that we have to talk about, Ron Jeremy. Which was I won't say a huge surprise, but surprising enough that he has been indicted on more than 30 counts of sexual assault, stemming from allegations made by more than 20 women that span the last quarter century, which is 25 years. So I'm honestly not surprised, because a lot of women, a lot of people in the sex worker industry have talked about how porn is, yes, there is a lot more agency, and there can be and it can be a lot safer. But the same way in every industry, you have men being allowed to do what they want, and people who have power being allowed to do what they want, and them not being held accountable. I mean, James Dean, he was the one that porn star who did the movie with Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah.
He had an allegation, 3 years ago?
I think he had a number of allegations.
Yeah, it was a few of them. I know one of them came out, and then it kind of just snowballed. It wasn't like a Harvey Weinstein number, but it was definitely a lot of women, and I think... if I remember correctly, I think all of them were porn stars.
Yeah.
And it was just very interesting, because they were like, well, you're having sex with him, but it's like, we're
still consenting
to what we said was going to happen in the scene. If they were going to have sex afterwards and they decide to, that's also, you're still consenting. What you might consent to for work may not be what you're going to consent to at, like, in a more intimate setting, and there's so many different ways that someone could try to take your consent away. Taking off the condom, coming inside you, like doing it, putting it in your butt, and you didn't say that. Like, literally, there's so many things that could be like, nope, yeah, that wasn't good, and he's doing them a lot, and people aren't caring, and he's just continuing,
yeah.
And then you have all these allegations popping up because no one cares about when people are saying, hey, someone's doing something to me if they have enough money. But, you know, he's Ron Jeremy is 68.
Ugh.
So the women were saying, okay, these are the counts. 12 counts of forcible rape, 7 counts of forcible oral copulation, 6 counts of sexual battery by restraint, and various counts of sexual offenses on women with foreign objects or while they were asleep. And he faces 1 count of committing a lewd act on a minor, stemming from an accusation that he sexually assaulted a 15-year-old girl at a party in Santa Clarita.
Oh my God, dude! It's fucking sick.
It's just like these get the Dusty Dementors. Kanye gets the Dusty Dementor. Ron Jeremy gets Dusty Dementor. DaBaby, Marilyn Manson. All of you are Dusty Dementors who just need to go to Azkaban and just see your way out.
There needs to be, hold on. I think there's definitely levels to all of these fucking shits, but I do agree with you that Ron Jeremy definitely is dusty as shit.
I mean, they're all dusty. They're all dusty, and I don't want to hear from them.
Right.
Like, Ron Jeremy is not as dusty, or Kanye is not as dusty as Ron Jeremy.
Yeah.
But both of y'all are dusty. So you just imagine if you're you're putting yourself into the dusty area with this man, you need to rethink your life.
Maybe there could be two versions. There's dusty dementors, and then there's those who could just go fuck off somewhere.
No, they're all dusty dementors.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
You don't have to call them that. That's what I'm calling them. You're all dusty dementors. You all are causing me stress and strife. So that is automatic. So it doesn't matter the level, the 7th level or 1st level of hell. Y'all all are pissing me the fuck off, and you're raising my anxiety and my annoyance just because and I don't even know you. Okay. It's just the fact that I have to look at the social media for work, and I have to come across your dumbasses doing dumb things while we're in the middle of a panacea. It's just ridiculous.
Okay, Dante, relax. I hear you. I'm with you. I understand.
Thank you.
Do you want to take a quick breather, like a
no? I'm
breathe
fine.
in, breathe out?
The next thing I'm going to talk about is not.
I'm trying to help you out.
No,
I'm on your team.
This is some good news.
Finally, some good news.
Sorry, this is some good news.
Jeez.
We're definitely gonna have to put like content warning.
Warning. This shit is dark.
Some of this shit. Listen, as much as I want to always be love and light. Sometimes shit is not sweet, and you just have to say it.
Yeah.
You can't, like, the world is not gumdrops and gummy bears everywhere. Because you want to know what? The more you eat gumdrops and gummy bears, the more cavities you get.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the more likely you're going to get diabetes and lose a foot.
I mean, either of those are dark shit. So you're getting the cavity or you're getting your toes cut off.
There's levels to holes in your fucking teeth and a foot.
Yeah, but if you have enough cavities, your teeth are going to all rot out. And what are you going to be doing? Munching on your gums and not able to eat steak.
Fair enough. So what's next?
Meg Thee Stallion.
Meg Thee Stallion.
She thankfully has been getting some wins in recently. Because she got a judge to grant her to go ahead to release the remix of BTS's, the K-pop group, Butter, that she's featured on. And that little trolley Lanes was forced to pay more bail for violating her restraining order against him because he was at the Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for her, and I don't know if you knew, but like her label 1501 and the CEO Carl Crawford, they've been beefing for some time now. Like this is why she hasn't been really coming out with
like
a lot of music.
And
yeah,
stuff. Yeah,
and no, I was just gonna say I forget the name of the artist, but she had a really popular like TikTok song last year, and she's an artist on their label that they're trying to like kind of make of like a new Megan. Because since Megan, I think that after whatever time is on her contract, she's said that she's leaving them.
Yeah.
If she hasn't already left already, but she just can't get music out. It's like one of those background bullshit contracts.
Yeah, yeah. So right now she's kind of like in musical limbo where she can make all these singles and shit, but like can't really capitalize off of them in like album form.
Yeah. So it says that that Crawford and the label had been asked by the judge at the time not to prevent her distributor, 300 Entertainment, from releasing, distributing, or selling any of Stallion's new records, and not to prevent or limit others from working with her in any manner. So that's really good.
I'm
just really happy for her because she needs all the wins. Her and Party look like they're doing well. Love that. You just do it.
I didn't want to do it while you're talking.
I mean, that's why you're supposed to wait for the person's mouth to close.
Okay.
And no more words to come out.
It seemed like there were a lot of periods.
No, there weren't. I just saw you pressing in and stopped talking.
Fair enough. Continue.
And another one of our rap royalty, our new young ones, Lil Nas X, who we love.
Yes.
So, do you remember what was this, 2 months ago now, when he released those devil sneakers with Call Me By Your Name. Was it Call Me By Your Name? Yeah.
Montero, Call Me By Your Name, which, by the way, the album's coming out September 7th.
Do you know I did not know his actual name was Montero?
What do you mean?
I literally just found out his name is Montero.
Really? I did not know that.
I don't know what I was looking up or something about him.
His actual
name.
Birth name. Cool. That's cool as hell.
Because that's why I was like, Call Me By Your Name.
Oh, because his name is Montero.
Yeah.
You know what? Lil Nas X, you could do no wrong.
Now I'm gonna see where I found this, so I missed to make sure that I
Would it be on his wiki?
Yeah, but I don't really trust Wiki.
Okay, fair enough.
But I saw it, and I want to tell you where I saw it so that I can
Okay. Well,
anyway,
while you're doing that,
so you remember how he got in trouble for the skateboard and they were suing him? Yeah, his name is Montero Lamar Hill.
Oh, cool.
And
That's so fucking awesome.
His birthday is April 9th, 1999.
Oh, he's an Aries. This is that's why I connect with him so much. He's a fucking Aries. Shout out to I'm so happy. Like that's some news that just filled my heart up with glee and joy. But yeah, he came out with those shoes with blood in it.
Yes. So there was a whole sting. They sued him, and then last, what was it, Wednesday or Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
Tony Hawk had a post about selling skateboards with his blood in them. And I mean, I don't know why. I didn't really look. I just feel confused as to why he would be doing that, but outside of making money, because, he's getting older. You can't really keep falling and hurting yourself at a certain point, because it's just like you're not going to heal properly. So whatever streams of revenue you can get.
Yeah, he's a little too old to be doing a kickflip. So like don't
get me wrong, he still does them
to make money.
He still does them really, really well. Like, don't get it twisted. Tony Hawk is still the fucking GOAT.
I'm sure he
is. But it's just like it's not practical for you at a certain point to be,
I don't even, you know what? And I've seen how he looks. He still looks pretty cool, but like at the same time, like his age is showing. Like, I don't know about you, but like there's something about seeing a man of a certain age on a skateboard that just like makes me kind of shake my head a little bit. It's just like, tisk.
That's how I feel about men on scooters. Not just men, adults on scooters. I hate it.
It looks so silly.
It's ridiculous. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it. I don't
Even
care.
Even if it's motorized, I don't care.
If it's motorized, it's only a little bit better because I'm like, all right, at least it's getting you something faster. But you guys scooting yourselves down the street, I can't take it. I cannot. I don't care what your gender is. If you're older than like 21,
mm-hmm.
Please put the scooter down. Put the scooter down. Put the Heelys down. Please. I hate them. Just get a skateboard or a bike.
I don't know about the Heelys.
No, ew.
What's
gross.
wrong with the Heelys?
Get regular rollerblades or roller skates.
Can I tell you something?
Do you want some Heelys?
I do want some Heelys.
I know you do.
I do.
I can imagine. Anyway.
I just want to do that Usher move from You Don't Have to Call.
God. Back to what we were talking about.
Shoes.
Tony Hawk. Skateboard king, skateboard legend,
yes.
Blood in his new skateboard. Yes. And so everyone was like, well, cool, Tony Hawk, well, I want it.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly
Lil Nas X was like, he commented on someone's Instagram post that posted it up and said, nah, he tweaking. And then all of the Lil Nas X stands and the trolls around the world began tweeting, both tweeting and commenting on Instagram, nah, he tweaking. Like, and I was like, when I first started, before I had to like research this because I was worried that it was a bot thing and it was going to be on my work social media.
Mm-hmm. And
so I'm like, oh God, what is that? And then Instagram was having a glitch that evening too. So you couldn't even see all your comments.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, well, if we have all these, now he tweaking, it's going to be really annoying to have to delete tomorrow, but whatever.
Mm.
But I just thought it was really funny because it just showed his power
Yeah.
And just how like he has such control over the internet, and I love it because he's raised in it, you know, like.
Yeah, he is the embodiment of this generation's troll culture. And I mean, so far he's been using it for, like, I would say he's using his power for good.
Yeah, no, I think that he definitely is, and just showing the like hypocrisy and just pushing back on the bullshit, and I love that.
I feel like he came out with a statement and was just like, "Now can y'all admit that
he did.
y'all weren't?"
He did say that, like that it was not about the blood. Are you gonna say that yet, or what? And then one of my friends was like, "Oh, it was because it was satanic." Like, no, sis.
No, it's not satanic.
At the end of the day, there are rappers who do a bunch of satanic shit. There are other singers who say a bunch of satanic shit.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is calling them out and boycotting and picketing and suing them. It's the moment you add the gay in there that all of a sudden, because it's the things that people say about him, and the things that they say about him regardless of what he's doing. So then it can't just be you're not being consistent.
Exactly. If you're gonna say that, like, oh, it's satanic, that just to put blood in a shoe, then you got to keep it all the way 100 and say it's satanic to put blood.
Well, I mean,
I
the
don't
shoe
even know
did have
how
666 on it.
I don't give.
Which is actually, if I could give you a little boo-boo lesson, that the number 666 was named the mark of the beast, but that is actually not true. 666, if you looked up like an angel number, it is actually a very positive statement. And it wasn't until, I want to say, I don't want to misrepresent the time, but I feel like it was in whatever century, 14th, 15th century, when like astrology and numerology and like metaphysics started getting downplayed and like called witchcraft across Europe, because mostly it was like the politicians didn't like the fact that like astrologers and numerologists were extremely popular because this was an ancient science that people had been using, and it was keeping them from being able to take hold of the populace like they wanted to. So they began saying, oh, that's barbaric, it's not real, it's witchcraft, etc., etc. And then you started having these different things be labeled as negative, but it actually isn't. And so it's interesting that people would have been wearing 666, but not really necessarily knowing that 666 might be something more of like a positive. But what was I saying before that? Shoot, my brain just dismissed it.
Talking about Lil Nas X and these shoes and the double standard.
Yes, so the 666 and the video were quote unquote demonic, but at the end of the day, regardless of what he does, y'all think it's demonic. So you think him being gay is demonic in itself. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter whether he put a devil costume on or he wrote 666, had a pentagram, any of these alleged marks of the beast on him, you're going to think of the same thing. So it doesn't matter. I hope that he continues to be great.
Yep, me too.
That he continues to troll.
I hope so.
Because he's the best at it, and I love him.
Me too.
Yay, Lil Nas X. But I feel like those are all the things that I had for pop culture. Oh, well, it's not really pop culture. It's just more white bullshit.
Oh, I have just a quick update.
I have a quick update
about Jim Jones. Apparently, he got it from the Verses. So.
Well, of course he did. This is why we need the Fat Joe drops. Corona was in the building. God bless.
I will.
Corona was in the building.
I will go get that drop. That'll be the next.
Are you gonna switch it out with my voice when I said Corona was in the building?
There, I got that clean. I'll remember to get that.
Sure. All right.
No, I will.
Well, then let me do it the whole one. Corona was in the building. God bless. The Corona was in the building.
Do you want any more?
Any
more drops? All right.
I can't keep thinking of them. They're just going to come out as they thing. Oh, my update. This is kind of a grinding. It's on, but basically LeVar Burton was not actually considered for.
He was never in the running.
Never in the running. So
for Jeopardy, ain't that some bullshit?
Yep. So bullshit. Calling bullshit. Fuck you all. And then Mike, what's his name? Mike Richards is getting he's gonna get a manager or a minder on set and sensitivity training. So,
but he's still not taking the role, right?
No, what's her name? I never pronounce her name right. I don't want to say it wrong, so I'm not going to say it. But she was Blossom, I know, on The Big Bang Theory. Also a bit problematic herself.
Wait a minute. I know who you're referring to.
She was going to be the second host of like the online variety of the show. Mm-hmm. And then they just,
I think, can I be honest with you? I think they should just cancel Jeopardy.
Honestly, Trebek, it might be up there.
If it's not going to be LeVar Burton and nobody's going to be able to fill the shoes of Alex Trebek, might as well just like cancel the whole fucking show and just let his legacy like live on through the show. You know what I mean? Like through all the reruns.
The only person else that I would accept besides LeVar Burton is her last name's Coates. Her first name is blanking on me.
Is she?
That was the woman that Alex Trebek said. I think it's Lauren Coates. I'm gonna look it up and put it in the notes again. Yeah. But she was the only one that he said he wanted to be his successor. Yeah. So why isn't she doing it?
Yeah. So
if she's not doing it and LeVar's not doing it, I don't want it. Mm-hmm. I don't want her to be co-hosting with Maliam. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but she has her own problematic things that she has said in the past. So it's kind of like either you're going through problematic. It's like black people can't be problematic one little bit, but white people seem to be able to be problematic regardless and still keep a job. Like, for instance, the young woman who said those shitty racist things about her Asian TA, rightfully so, stepped down from her Teen Vogue. Mm-hmm. Because it was like, now, how can our audience trust you when we don't, like, they don't know you, they have never heard of you, and the first thing they hear about you is something negative. Mm-hmm. So of course you have to step down. Mm-hmm. Regardless of if it was 10 years ago, you may have totally changed who you are and unlearned da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But if she would have gotten a minder, they would have shut Teen Vogue down. Vogue or Teen Vogue, whatever one. They would have shut it down.
Okay.
Like, they should, like, you don't, it's not, and I'm not saying that she should have gotten a minder and been able to stay on. It's like, no, you fuck up, you pay the consequences, and you have to move on to do something else.
Gotten a what? A reminder?
A minder. Like, basically a
What's
babysitter.
A minder?
It's like when you're minding a child. He's going to have a minder looking after him while he's at work to make sure that he is not saying and doing problematic things.
I thought that I thought that was like a demerit or some bullshit like that. No. Like, I had no idea this entire time what a minder is. Like, ew, that's so like bending over backwards just to accommodate some dude who fucked up. Like, come on. Just cancel the fucking show and just let Alex Trebek's memory be the one that's intact, okay? Like, let's do that. You have anything else?
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about we go take a break?
We'll come back with, like, better things that are not as annoying.
Here we go.
You're listening to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
We now return to the Black and Snurdy Podcast.
Did I ever tell you the Brenda Got a Baby story?
Maybe? I don't know. Tell me again.
So when I was so in my household, my mom would not allow me to like listen to rap and stuff. And that includes anything that had to do with Tupac. Like, so for a good like elementary into middle school into like the beginning of high school, I had no sort of like understanding of anything to do with Tupac, with the exception of just like California, you know, like his big records, and, you know what I mean? Like the Dear Mamas and everything like that, right? My best friend at the time, his name was Travis, he told me that Tupac has a song called Brenda Got a Baby, right? And he said that the song, because it's Tupac, the chorus was Brenda got a baby, right? So for years, I went through life not having heard the song, but assuming that the chorus was "Brenna got a baby" until maybe like 5 or 6 years ago when I finally heard it. It was like, oh wait, no, this is a really
How
sad
did
and
you go
tragic
that
song.
long without ever hearing the song?
Because like I never had an inkling to want to go back and watch or listen to Brenda Got a Baby. Like I just never. When was the last time you heard the song or just like wanted to put it on? It's just like not one of the songs that like I go to listen to.
But I feel like it was in a lot of pop culture stuff.
Yeah, I had never heard it. It wasn't in any movies that I could remember or anything like that. So now anytime somebody in my life is having a baby or like that's what I'm just like, bring had a baby, like. So that's what I do now.
Wow. All right. Sure.
And shout out to shout out to my friend. I have no air horn. Shout out to my friend whose baby's birthday is tomorrow. So shout out to you, Mulaney.
I thought his birthday was today or yesterday. She posted it on her page. She said, shout out to my baby. He's 4 years old.
It is today. Yesterday, she told me that the birthday was tomorrow, which would be today when we're recording it. My apologies. Yeah, my bad. Well, anyway, shout out to you. We got a baby. Oh, boy. But anyhow, it's all good because we're back. And, it's about that. It's about that time. Do you want to set us up into this?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So every week we like to talk about what's going on with our mental health, how we've been, what's new, what's going on, because we are mental health advocates, not experts, and we like to check in with each other like friends do. So I'm going to check in with you. How are you doing this week?
Oh, well, my long blue period is finally over. Yes. Hooray. Hooray. No, I had my therapy session earlier this week, so shout out to her. We found out that she's colorblind. But no, like I'm acclimating to my new therapist, which is fine. Like it's a new dynamic that we have to figure out. But so far pretty good. I have no complaints with the actual therapist. I have no complaints with her. And as far as like me is concerned, I was in the blue period for the good portion of this week, but like it's starting to lift, you know, like I'm starting to, want to be more active and agile. And I think this weekend is going to be very helpful. Plans got canceled for Saturday. So, well, no, for me, that'll be a day of rest.
Oh, well, that's good. Yay.
Yes. And then my dad's coming up over the weekend, so I'll be able to go hang out with him on Sunday. So, yep. So overall, I'm feeling pretty good and pretty optimistic. Plus, next week, for sure, some good news is coming my way. But I won't talk on it and I won't speak on it until it happens.
Well, I would like to say I'm very happy that your blue period is finished. Because I don't like when you're blue, not because of any way that it impacts me, but I just like when you're able to feel your best, because I care about you and I want you to be as happy as possible and healthy as possible always. So
I greatly appreciate that.
I'm glad that your blue period's finished. Fuck you, blue period. And hopefully, even though it was a little longer than it usually is, that you got maybe some new insights or something. And also, like, even though you were in your blue period and it was longer, you made it through. Yeah. So, like, that's, like, a plus. So, it's, like, I feel like sometimes when shit's, like, longer than it usually is and it's, like, why is it so terrible? And you get on the other side, it's kind of like, yeah, this was shitty for a long time, but I also, like, made it out of it alive. And that proves that I'm even stronger than I thought. Yeah. So
I also think the medication has been helping me throughout the period as well.
That's great.
Like everything has been. I would say balance. Like my blue period, even though it lasted longer, it wasn't as intense as it normally does when it's like a short blue period. It wasn't as like crippling. So but you're absolutely right. I made it through. I made it out on the other side, and I feel really blessed.
That's great. I am just going to make a note that crippling is a wee bit ableist. So
my apologies for that.
I know you didn't know. That's why I had to tell you, because honestly, I didn't know, because I feel like one of the disability rights activists that I follow on Twitter, and she is she uses canes, or the arm ones that are on your arm. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the names. Yeah. But she was talking about how, like, saying, like, something disabled you, or it crippled you, and you're not in fact disabled, like, and or crippled, then you should be mindful of that.
Well, now I know.
When in a lot of, like, you could be ADHD is a disability, but that is a very different disability than being in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
So if I'm saying, oh, like, I'm, my ADHD was so bad today that I was disabled, that technically I'm correct, because I was unable to do the things that I would want to do, but I'm not actually disabled because I was still fully able-bodied. And regardless, it's kind of like, it's kind of like when you're gay or you're Jewish, like, nobody could see that you're gay, and no one can see that you're Jewish unless you're wearing a yarmulke. But like, that's a very clear indicator. But outside of that, no one can see it. Right. So it's one of those things where you have to be mindful of, like, I may be a part of a group that is marginalized in some way, but I still have the privilege of it being, like, invisible.
Yeah.
If you understand. So no, I was just letting you know. I wanted to make sure that because this is the thing, when people, don't be afraid to tell others, hey, that thing you said, I just wanted to let you know. Someone might, be careful when you're saying that, because somebody might take offense, because it's different. If you and I are talking one-on-one and you say something, I might weigh my options and debate whether or not I'd be like, hey, that thing you said is X. Right. But if I know that we're going to be if we're in a larger group, or if I'm in a large group of people and you said something, I would be like, oh, hey, yeah, I just wanted to let you know X, Y, Z, because you literally never know. And the people that are in your life that love you, should be able to say, even if they don't love you, even if it's just a regular friend, you only talk to once a year. Let people tell you things. See how well he reacted to me just saying the truth for something for someone else.
Yeah.
Learn from Maurice.
Chalk it up to, you know better, you do better. Thank you for letting me know.
Exactly.
So how's your how have you been doing? How are you? I wanted to say the J word, and I didn't think of another word to put into it.
Oh, God. Thanks. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate you so much.
How has your passage been?
My passage this week has been really great. No, this week I will say I've been pretty even keel. Haven't really rectified the thing that happened at work, because I haven't had time to talk with my supervisor. But I am not stressing it in the same way that I was then. Last week, I mean. And I am otherwise, I've been a little bit anxious this week, because my stepmom's been in the hospital with COVID. I think I told you. I don't know if she wasn't in the hospital last time we spoke, but last time we had the podcast. Right. But last time, she said COVID, but eventually she did go in the hospital because she was having some fluid around her heart. So that was scary. I mean, the word fluid around your heart sounds really scary, but when I read about it, it cooled me down from being really, really, really scared, because they explain that it's something that's normal, or not normal, but like it's far less panic inducing, because unless it's something that it stays around, like maybe they didn't catch it and then all of a sudden something happens, that's when it's bad. But like they caught it really quickly, so they've been giving her those antibody treatments, which is great. Because I'm just wanting her to get better and go home and, not be dealing with a lot of extra symptoms for no reason, because that would be really stressful for her. And I just want her to be able to be healthy as possible.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I feel like this week has been okay for me. Like, I haven't had any bad moments. I've had a little bit of disappointments and not getting things I wanted. But even when that happened, I didn't like kirk out or anything, which is good. So yeah, I would say this is a pretty good week. Unfortunately, I didn't get to have therapy this week because due to my stepmom having her being in the hospital, I had to go pick up my baby sister from the airport because she was coming in from France. And so I did. What I had, unfortunately, was like around the time I was going to have therapy when she came in. Yeah. So I just pushed it to next week. So I will be doing that next week, and I know I'll have a lot to share with my therapist. When you miss a week, sometimes it's like nothing happens, and nothing has happened this week. So whatever we would be talking about would probably have been like from last week and like whatever other things we've been working on. But yeah, that's it. I've had some interesting realizations. And I'm just trying to make sure that I'm being as healthy as possible, mentally, so that physically and everything, it's still like that continues. And just trying not to stress out. Like it's hard not stressing out, especially during this time. But I've been really trying to just focus on things that are bringing me joy.
Okay.
So that's it.
Yeah, that's good. And yeah, if that's everything, then that's it for the mental health check-in.
Yay!
This one is slowly growing on me.
I like it. It kind of reminds me of one of the learning educational games. Oh gosh, I'm gonna remember what it is one day, because it reminds me of like when you would do like a complete whatever the task, you would get the little sound. Yeah. But yeah, so like we talked about our mental health trek through the week, and sometimes things that can impact your mental health are things that annoy you, that piss you off, that just put a bee in your bonnet. So my question to you is, what's been grinding you this week?
Bring it! What? We gripe it. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe it. This safe space for us to share. We gripe it. We ain't griping anywhere else. We gripe it.
I'm seriously considering changing the song.
No, we have to keep it. I love it so much.
All right. Okay.
I feel like I don't know if I can't say if this is my favorite one.
I mean, I know your favorite
favorite.
Clearly, we know the favorite one.
But this one is really close. I mean, honestly, I want to say all of our songs and drops, I love them all. But I love the gripe one. I just love that. I love hearing your pitched up voice singing DMX. I love it. It makes me laugh every time I hear it. And especially because we're about to go into something where people are fucking annoying me. I would like to at come in with some joy.
A little bit of joy, a little bit of levity before we have to talk about the fuck shit. So
exactly.
So what's going on with you? What's grinding you? What's griping you? What's I'm sorry. I could already sense it from you, so like I'm in that mode.
It's here. So I think that you'll see on your computadora that I sent you something.
Yes.
That is really griping me, and it's interesting. I'm just gonna set it up for you real quick. You know that Black people, or us, the diaspora, we wear protective styles. Oh. I have been wearing protective styles since I was maybe 6 or 7. Braids, specifically box braids specifically, and from like grade 2nd to 8th grade, when I wore them consistently and religiously, because my mom wouldn't let me get a perm, I was called a million different names, snakehead, Medusa, worms, just a whole bunch of bullshit. Yeah, it was ridiculous. It was disgusting. Which made me never want to wear braids for a really long time, even though it would have been better and more cost effective. But
kids are fucking assholes.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it wasn't at that time. It wasn't even kids saying that. It was, you know, adults calling people saying you have horse hair and all that bullshit, because it was having braids and weaves and all that was frowned upon. Mm-hmm. So, meanwhile, today, people love protective styles, different ones every day, openly wearing wigs and weaves and da-da-da-da-da. Love it. Now, I always say if you're a hairstylist, you should be able to do any type of hair. Mm-hmm. The same way if you're a chef, you should be able to pretty much cook anything if you have the recipe.
Yes.
Now, this video that I sent you, is about a white man who is doing a mannequin's hair. Mm-hmm. You don't even have to play a long bit of it. You can just play like even just like 20 seconds, just like a tiny bit. You don't have to be a lot. Yeah. And it's just like he's doing this mannequin's hair while also wearing these multicolored box braids. And I'm just over it. I'm just sick of the shit.
Okay. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm going to show you how I do a box braid. I'm going to show you a method that an African lady taught me about 11 years ago. Let's pretend that this hair is 4C. Okay, it's dry. I don't need it blown out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the product. Right now I have Let's Jam. I'm going to place it on the hair like this. And then I'm going to take the back of the comb and I'm going to smooth it out like that, and it'll stay straight. Then...
Is any of that accurate so far?
No. No, this is the thing. I've been getting braids since I was like 6 or 7 was the first time I got braids. Because I had a lot of hair, and I was really tender-headed. My mom would cry every single time I would do my mom. Well, she would kind of cry. Because I would be jumping around so much, I would feel like she definitely would cry. And the hair, if you're using a mannequin doll's hair, the mannequin doll, like, it looked like they just braided the mannequin doll's hair and maybe dipped it in water, so it was like kind of wavy. Mm-hmm. You could take someone with like a 4A, a 3C hair curl pattern, and put jam, which is not even industry standard at this point. No one uses Let's Jam like it's like the good shit since I was in high school. I
heard him say Let's Jam, and immediately it felt like he was saying the N-word. Like, I don't know why. It just didn't sit well with me coming out of his mouth.
Then you're like, people do, like, you put the gel on someone's hair when you're braiding it for certain styles, because it'll, like, if you're gonna have like lemonade braids, those Fulani braids, if you get those, you do have to blow the person's hair out. And then you'll put the gel on it, because it'll just keep the hair it will keep the hair from coming out of the braids faster, because those are usually smaller braids, or just the way that it's braided in cornrows. Right. You need it. But there's so much going on in the video. I just don't understand why white people can't let us have things. And I don't want a white man, woman, or child playing in my hair, pretending that they know how to braid. How can you like, my best friend is a black woman. Her hair is like a very loose texture, probably like a 4A, 3C texture hair. And like, she even herself had to, like, she learned how to braid coarse hair. She was braiding her friends and her family. If she had tried to do that only on her head, it wouldn't work the same as if she was doing my hair, because we have 2 different curl patterns. So how are you, sir, with your tension alopecia, going to tell me what an African lady can? First of all, there are 54 countries in Africa. Be specific.
Yeah, the fact that he said African lady taught him, like,
Which one?
It's either a lie or I think they taught him incorrectly
they might have taught him
on
that,
purpose, on purposely incorrect.
There are a lot of people who are braiders who will be like, yeah, or maybe they were like,
you don't have no business doing this hair.
This is the way we do it, because some braiders will perm your hair before they braid. Mm-hmm. And that shit is terrible. Like, there are plenty of braiders who will do whatever, but you cannot, that was frustrating me.
Yeah.
The next video that I sent you was of, an icon, a legend, by the name of Busta Rhymes, who, I don't know if it was a concert or whatever he's at, but he decided he wanted to share his opinions on coronavirus and masks. And I would like to remind you all that Busta Rhymes does not have if he even has a bachelor's, I don't think so, master's, doctorate, certificate, really anything that would make him a credible source. But please, sir, play the clip.
Let's see what old Buswood is right now.
All these little weird-ass government policies and mandates suck a dick. Stop trying to take our civil liberties away. Feels good to be back outside. We outside for real. It's called the God-given right of freedom, right? No human being is supposed to tell you can't even breathe freely. Fuck your mask. I'm saying. Some of y'all might feel differently, but fuck your mask. I can't rhyme to you with a mask on. We can't eat food with a fucking mask on. We can't even see each other smile with a mask on. Damn, no. I come from a time where before I used to even want to holler at a chick, I used to have to do shit with my face to let her know that I'm into her.
I'm going to stop it right there just because
it's just getting stupider and stupider.
The way that he's on the stage is like he's trying to be a stand-up comedian, and that's fucking insulting in and of itself. No, seriously, if you see this clip, the way that he's holding the mic, the way that he's getting these reactions and stuff, it's as if he's trying to work out his tight five. And I'm just trying to get on fucking Seth Meyers tonight. And I'm just like, get the fuck out of here, Busted. No, go back to fucking Groundlings 101, okay? With your fucking material. Fuck
just
off.
The thing is, okay, Bust, I understand and agree with you. It sucks that I can't see someone smile. Because you want to know what? I like smiling at people. I like smiling at babies. I like smiling at old people. I like smiling at people while I walk across the street. Because I'm a fucking smiley Sally. That's just my thing.
Smiley Sally.
I wish that I could see people's face. It's sad that this is not what I can do. But you want to know what?
I also like living.
Yeah, exactly, sir. We are literally in a Panda Express.
Yes.
There's literally a variant for every day of the fucking week. And you want to know why? It's not because you're vaccinated or you're not vaccinated. It's because you guys are not fucking wearing your masks. Because as a vaccinated person, I'm aware that I could still spread it, I could still get it, and I don't want to do any of those things. I'm going to wear my fucking mask. So you, as an unvaccinated person, are in these big, huge groups of people shouting at them with your power and influence to tell them not to take a mask. And literally, when I was going when I was on the bus, going to go to JFK to get my little sister, this young black man cursing the bus driver out, calling him all type of motherfuckers, F words, bitch asses, etc., because the bus driver said to everybody, put your mask on and keep it on.
Yeah.
If the bus driver hadn't had that little plastic thing, for sure he would have tried to hit him or done something, because he was standing up at the door. like talking mad shit to him after he had been talking in the back and then he came off because he was about to get off. And it's like, you're emboldening these people. At the end of the day, nobody wants to fucking wear a mask.
Yeah.
It's annoying sometimes. It's hot. I don't want to have to wear it. It makes your face itchy.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why we're wearing it is to mitigate the amount of transmission.
Yeah. And we're about to head into like the fucking fall and winter months, so shit's about to get even crazier. So somebody of Busta's caliber and his platform
and his age
using his platform to spout all this bullshit. I wish I had the Miss Me with that bullshit drop at the ready, but I don't.
I have said this before. And I've also seen other people write things on this before.
Mm.
Straight black men are the white men of black people.
Say it one more time.
Straight black men.
Yes.
Are the white men of black people.
Yes.
Because they
yes.
have the male privilege.
Mm-hmm.
The entitlement and the ego that white men have. The only thing that's separating them is that they're black, so they're not getting at the superstars. Mm-hmm. They're not going to get at the tippy top, but they are going to get they can do all the misogyny, all of the misogynoir, the sexism, the transphobia, the homophobia, the classism, the et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, that white men do. But they are also have the added bonus that they are covered by black women and black people of all genders and sexualities and identities, etc. Like, and not even that we're just protecting them. They have also other people protecting them outside of our race, other marginalized people who are like, yeah, we're going to ride for them. Because we see how much if you have a rally for a black man that's shot, we see how many people are out there. Mm-hmm. You have a rally for a black woman that's shot, and it's kind of like crickets. You know, Breonna Taylor was probably the most people that I've ever seen now. Still not a lot. And don't even mention a trans woman, because you probably are going to get, if you even get a handful of people out there on the street. Mm-hmm. So it's like they have all this entitlement and all this victimhood in a nice, neat little package, and then they take it and they harass us with it because they won't accept and be accountable for any of their privileges, and then they want to be able to say bullshit like this and have no one being and hold no accountability. Him, Sammy, Tank, all of these like artists, and now Sammy and Tank are not really big artists, but they're big enough where they have a big enough platform and enough people looking at them and listening to them, where if they said, I'm gonna just wear the mask, I'm gonna wash my hands, if they just reshared information from the CDC, there would be a lot more people who would be informed. That's not the case. They're sharing bullshit videos from anti-vaxxers that are people who don't even understand basic biology are watching them and trusting them, and black people are the ones who are dying and being hospitalized and impacted by this the most. And so other black people who are, especially those in power, having huge followings, spouting all of this Trumper bullshit, it's really nerve-wracking to me. Like, because what happens if Trump were to run again? I feel like the number of black men that would vote for him would be higher than it was the last time. And it was pretty fucking high the last time.
Wasn't it like, well, I don't remember what it was for black men.
It was like 16%, I think.
I knew for black people it was like 15 or 16%, but I don't know what it was for like black men and black women. I'm
going to let you know.
Okay.
But yeah, that just really pissed me off, because it's just like you didn't need to.
Yeah.
You did not.
Yeah, so bust with all of your bullshit mask rhetoric.
Miss me with that bullshit.
It really is bullshit. So, and while you're looking for that, do you have anything else that's grinding you?
Oh, what else? I mean, I feel like there was something else, and I was just thinking about it. Oh, well, the LeVar Burton bullshit.
Yeah.
And, I just feel like they literally keep bamboozling us into thinking that we are somehow going to get justice. That was my computer.
Mm-hmm.
But they said that they felt that Burton wasn't a good fit. And they never was even looking for him to be a host. Oh, and her name was Laura Coates, the woman that
Laura Coates,
Trebek wanted her.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, so y'all don't care about any of us. You don't want any of us to win. You didn't take into account anything. You just wanted to put this white man into the show.
Just cancel the fucking show, as I've already said. Let the show die with fucking Alex Trebek's memory and have it be just a legacy series. Lord knows they fucking replay and rewind like old fucking Home Improvements and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Why can't they just do it for Jeopardies? I feel like Jeopardy, like old Jeopardies are on like Netflix and Hulu and shit.
I'm sure
aren't
they are. I'm sure they are.
So then why not just do that for however long the show ran? Just start playing old fucking Jeopardies. And yeah, come on, man.
I don't know, but it's dumb, and fuck y'all. Mm-hmm. Fuck y'all, Jeopardy. And just to give you information, 12% of black men voted for Trump in the 2020 presidential election, while 6% of black women did. So thank God,
so high.
Black women have just constantly been saving the fucking world. I'm just tired of them. And every time something like bullshit happens with cis black men, I personally cannot say that I will ever not ride for black men, as in wanting for freedom, et cetera, because I have a little brother, I have a father, those black men in my life, cis or otherwise, mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
And so I can't let these few bunches of asshats kind of contaminate my perspective of wanting there to be actual true freedom and safety for all of us. Mm-hmm. But I won't say that it doesn't make it hard, to not be you know what, I'm just gonna worry about me and mine. Mm-hmm. And if something happens to one of them, do whatever, but I'm not really checking for the rest of y'all, because it's at every juncture, at every turn, there's some fuckery that's unnecessary. You could just shut up. You didn't have to. Who asked you? Nobody asked you to talk, and you're just opening your mouth spewing bullshit. Mm-hmm. But that was it. What's grinding you? You tell me, because I've been talking a lot. I have a lot of things to say.
So my all of my things are just gonna be wrestling, but this is a slight annoyance, and I recognize this comes from a place of privilege. Mm-hmm. I don't know, I can't articulate why it annoys me, but when the Uber Eats app says that they're on a bike and they're in a car, that fucking annoys the shit out of me. Or it says that they're on a bike but they're walking. Yeah. I don't know.
Do you
if that's
feel bamboozled?
Yeah, I feel like I tip the way that I tip, and I tip pretty, I tip well, for all of my deliveries and stuff. So it doesn't change anything, but there's something about the time that it takes, and it's just oh, okay, well, they're on a bike, so so
is it if it says they're on a bike and then
they roll up in
the car, but they took
they took
20 minutes
longer.
Yeah, is that what pisses you off?
Yes, because it's like you clearly like I don't know if you're doing other things, because normally on Uber Eats they say like, hey, they're finishing up somebody else's order, or whatever like that, or if you're like, if now you're like also a Lyft service or some bullshit like that or whatever like
they're
that.
probably driving someone.
So many gig economy jobs that you're doing at one time, like Jesus fucking Christ. But I don't know, like it's just a weird annoyance that it's just like the time does not match the vehicle that you are using.
Yeah.
And then and it's even like that with like, why isn't there a thing that says like they are coming in a car, they are coming in a bicycle, they are coming on foot? Like I think they are supposed to say that they're coming on foot or something.
I think they usually give you some sort of breakdown.
Oh Jesus! Just don't lie to me. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Don't
Listen, nobody likes to be lied to.
Yeah. And then my other thing is a wrestling thing. This past weekend was SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
It saw the returns of Brock Lesnar and Becky the Man Lynch, which initially
her name is Becky the Man Lynch.
Well, no, her nickname is the Man, but like her name is Becky Lynch.
Okay.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Normally, like when wrestlers come back after a long absence, like that's like a thing that should be celebrated, right? So I'll set up the sort of scenario. Bianca Belair, who is a black woman, one of the brightest.
Didn't she just win that thing?
Yeah, she just won it at WrestleMania. She won the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania, one of the biggest stages, biggest pay-per-views, like it's the big one of every single year, right? And she's been a champion. She's been that champion ever since WrestleMania. She's held it. She's defended it in long matches and really good matches. She's had great showings, like time after time after time after time, right? So this time it was supposed to be a rematch between her and Sasha Banks.
Is Sasha Banks the other black girl?
Yeah, Sasha
with
Banks.
The long braid?
Yes, yeah. Sasha Banks wasn't cleared, so what they did was they had like a mystery.
Cleared because of COVID?
I don't know if it was COVID related or anything like that, but Sasha Banks just wasn't cleared to fight, essentially. So instead, they had a mystery opponent, and initially the mystery opponent was going to be this wrestler named Carmella, but Carmella and Bianca had wrestled for the championship a number of times, and we were all kind of annoyed and sick of that. But then Becky Lynch comes back and knocks Carmella out the way, and it's just like, holy shit! Like you got to understand, Becky Lynch is like one of the biggest wrestlers like in the company. She's like, if not number one, then number two after like Roman Reigns, as far as like
my boyfriend.
Yes, your boyfriend. One of them. As far as star power is concerned, like she makes the most money, and she is the biggest star, even crossover star, as far as like wrestling and then the outside media and stuff. You know, she puts butts in seats. What does she do when she comes back? She gets in the ring. She knocks out Carmella. She says, why don't you and me have like a barn burner, tear this fucking roof down? And everybody is excited to just like see Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch get into like a fucking classic ass SummerSlam match. SummerSlam is like one of the second or third biggest pay-per-views of the years after WrestleMania. So seeing this match, this is like kind of like a bit of a dream match, you would say, right? 2 moves, like 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch is the new champion. Like, they booked this shit to be a squash of Bianca Belair. They squashed the shit out of her. Like, and mind you, I'm not mad. No one on the internet is mad at Becky Lynch for doing it. They're mad at WWE, and I'm mad at WWE, and I'm annoyed at WWE for the way that they booked it. They could have booked this so much better to have like a long 10, 15-minute fucking match. And if they ultimately wanted for Becky to win, then it would have been after like a great showing. But no, after like 2 fucking moves, one of them a cheap fucking move, and then like a tap out, they just buried the shit out of Bianca Belair, this woman who's been holding down the championship and had the company on her back for 6 months now, and they just fucking squashed her. Like they Kofi Kingston her, another black wrestler who held the top title for like 6-7 months, and then just like got squashed out in a matter of seconds by some other wrestler. And the optics are bad, the bullshit is bad, and I'm annoyed with it. So WWE, you can miss me with that bullshit. I'm sick of it. Bianca deserves so much fucking better. And tonight is supposed to be SmackDown. At some point, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna watch and see how they fucking solve this fucking riddle. But either way, I'm just annoyed with the whole thing. That's all I have as far as like my gripes. Okay.
Okay. Did you get them all out?
I did. I'm furious, and now I need to calm down.
Okay. Well, we're gonna calm down. We're gonna get some water to cool you down. Mm-hmm. Because I know it is. It's frustrating when something you love is just not given to you in a way that you feel like is appropriate. Mm-hmm. So, well, let's BRB and talk to y'all soon.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Is that what else? Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. I forgot.
You were going to leave us on this bad note without talking about the stuff that made us happy.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on.
Look at me.
I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I love your baby for you.
Can I go first?
Yes, you can go first.
After 7 long years away from the squared ring, CM Punk to AEW confirmed. He is a wrestling legend. He is the voice of the voiceless. He literally got a bad shake in the WWE, and they treated him bad. They fired him on his fucking wedding day. That's how bullshit the WWE is when it comes to... He's one of the best wrestlers in the fucking world. And, like, WWE basically, like, chewed him up and spit him out, and to the point where, like, mentally, physically, and spiritually, he was done with wrestling and didn't want to wrestle at all. It took 7 years, but now he's back at AEW, a rival company of the WWE, All Elite Wrestling. And he's gonna come back as a wrestler, not as like a color commentator, not as like some supporting role. He's actually gonna wrestle, and his first match is gonna be at All Out. Yeah, All Out against Darby Allin. I'm super excited. Like, this is for anybody who's into wrestling. You understand exactly why this is making me happy. So this made me happy. I feel like there was another thing that made me happy this week. I might be able to think of it by the time I finish this sentence. Nope, I don't have it. It's okay, but I am just generally happy.
Good.
Yeah. So how about you? What's making you happy?
Well, one, I got to see my baby sister this week and my older sister this week.
Oh, I'm gonna see my dad.
My dad is coming in November. He booked his flight from Nigeria, so he'll be here from November to January. Mm-hmm. What else? Oh, this panel that I pitched about neurodiversity in fandoms is approved.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's with Black Girls Create, and I'm really excited about it.
Oh, I figured out the other thing that made me happy.
What?
I'm pretty sure, finally have our design.
We do, and it's super, super cute. You're going to love it.
Shout out to
Nia
for your hard work.
She was very hardworking, very, very studious, amazing. And lovely. We are so grateful for you.
Very, very grateful. You get all of the credit. Anything else that's making you happy?
Besides doing this podcast?
Yeah, I always enjoy doing this podcast with you. So, like, that's a given.
Oh, well, I mean, my little sister's moving in, and we rearranged the whole apartment, and I feel like, it's worked out well.
It's a solid setup.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So it was it was stressing me out, but I feel much better about it now, and I'm grateful to have had her help. It's going to be interesting, moving. I have not lived with someone that was not a significant other. My last roommate, who was a coworker, they moved out in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't had somebody living in my apartment since 2018 that I did not I wasn't with in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be very interesting, especially because I was by myself in this apartment for 2 years, living it up. But you know what? I think this is going to be fun for when she and I move in together, or when she moves in with me. I'll be able to help her get through her first day of classes, and I think it's going to be really fun.
Yeah, it should be fun, and I look forward to hearing about the sisterly escapades.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, if that's everything, then that's everything. So, unless you had anything else that made you happy, I can't think of anything else.
I don't know. Just being an adult, being alive, being healthy,
wealthy, rich,
and that bitch. Those are the things.
I've been drinking because I was this close to saying instead of the. And I meant it in a good way, but I was like, I caught myself. No, Maurice.
No, it's been great. It's been great. I'm very excited for just what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're heading into a new space of abundance,
mm-hmm.
and I can't wait to see where it takes us.
All right. Well, with that being said, that's it. Until next time, we shall see ya.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorice is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's that's OD THATSOD.E, and on Twitter THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.